If you've ever had a vegetable seed fail to sprout after all your hard work, today I have a few tips on how to make sure that never happens again. So let's take it one step at a time. The season of sowing seeds for seedlings of plants that need a longer time to germinate, as well as those that will be planted in a greenhouse, is upon us. During this period, you often contact us with problems and questions about why the seed of some vegetable doesn't sprout. This is an increasingly common situation that many people encounter. We sow seeds, but they either don't sprout at all or sprout very poorly. We wonder where we went wrong. It is very important to preserve the immunity of the seed in a natural way and take a few steps to make the sowing as successful as possible. In one of the previous videos, we gave you precise instructions regarding the temperature required for the germination of individual seeds, which is one of the key influences on the success of sowing. Today we will go through two steps: strengthening and selecting quality seeds, and germination, which can be the salvation of the entire sowing of a particular type of vegetable. If we want to encourage faster germination and increase plant resistance to diseases and pests, instead of using chemicals, we can strengthen vegetable spice and medicinal herb seeds with chamomile tea. It promotes germination and seed resistance and thus accelerates the development of the plant itself. In addition, it prevents the development of bacteria and fungi in the seeds themselves. In this way, we will strengthen the seed and prevent seed rotting after sowing in the soil. In addition, the coat will soften and the seed will germinate more easily, and thus we will accelerate the emergence of the first plants. Soaking seeds in chamomile tea will be especially useful for peppers, which have a hard time germinating compared to tomatoes. In order to learn everything about growing seedlings and avoid some common mistakes, and in the end have resistant and strong plants, follow our advice regularly in the coming period. Just click on the bell next to the subscribe sign to receive timely notifications about each new video we post. Preparing chamomile tea itself for this purpose is very simple, and the benefits it provides to the seeds are multiple. Put 2 to 3 tablespoons of tea mixtures or tea bags in a container. Pour 1 liter of boiled water over everything. Leave it to stand for a while and cool to about 20 degrees Celsius. Put the seeds in different compartments, maybe in plastic cups. Then cover the seeds with enough tea in the containers. Mark which seed is where, that is, write the name of each seed variety. After you immerse the selected seed in the bath, let it soak for at least 12 hours. It is necessary to stir the tea a few times. In the end, we can conclude that the seeds that float to the top, that is, those that float on the surface of the tea, are dead or damaged, and it is best to remove them immediately because they are not germinating. All the seeds that are at the bottom are good to use. The seeds in the tea should be kept in a warm place. The most optimal temperature would be between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius. After 2 to 4 hours, the seeds taken out of the tea can be sown, but I always recommend doing the germination process. This allows us to know exactly which seeds have germinated and which have not and will not. Simply place the seeds from the tea in moist paper towels. Arrange the seeds and lightly moisten the towel with the remaining tea. Place it in a box or a bag, and then put the bag or the box in a warm place, but make sure that the towel doesn't dry out. After just 1 day, the seeds have partially germinated and are ready for sowing. Seeds that have already started to germinate should be sown very carefully so as not to destroy their newly sprouted germ. We will arrange our seeds on a thin layer of soil of 5 centimeters, a little thicker but not too thick, and cover with no more than 1 centimeter of soil so that the plants can sprout as easily and quickly as possible. We will also use warm water or leftover tea for watering to warm the soil and so that the seeds have the optimal temperature for proper development and progress. They will thrive best if you continue to maintain the optimal temperature of the air and the soil. It is also important to water the soil abundantly so that the plant in this early stage has enough moisture, which we will reduce as the plants develop. We will place our seed containers in the germination room that we have prepared it. There we will maintain optimal conditions of temperature, light and humidity so that the plants can thrive as best as possible. We will water them as needed, but never let the soil dry out completely because then the seeds themselves will dry out. Always use warm water to maintain the heat of the soil and so that the plants don't experience a temperature shock from cold water. Watering is easiest to do with a sprayer because this way we maintain the airness and humidity of the upper layer of the soil. Just after a few days, we noticed changes. The first plants slowly started to appear. The peppers sprouted in 5 days, while the tomatoes sprouted a little earlier. We will continue to keep the soil moist and wait for the appearance of two true leaves, after which we will transplant our plants, that is, put them into larger separate pots. This procedure makes the whole process much easier. We germinate a large amount of seeds in a smaller space because we can put several dozen napkins full of seeds in this box. We choose seeds that have sprouted and we are sure that a strong plant will sprout there. You can sow these seeds in one container or more densely and later transplant them into individual containers. Or you can immediately sow each seed in a separate container. The choice is yours. The goal of plant beds is to help the seeds that are being sown fight potential diseases that can affect them. In addition, the goal is to soften the outer membrane of the seed so that it germinates more easily. The goal is also to add water to the seed that is being prepared for germination. Thus, the goal is to enable easier development of the first root and easier acceptance of the plant in the soil. The same tea that is used to soak the seed can be used to water freshly sown plants. All this so that the beneficial effect of the tea is transferred to the soil in which the future plant will develop. We will talk about growing each plant separately, about the conditions necessary for germination and emergence, and how to ensure them. It is very important to know the certain rules regarding air temperature and soil in order to have high quality plants. Plants that are exposed to any kind of stress, such as fluctuation in temperature or drought, or even high humidity, will not be high in quality and so resistant. If you like this video, follow our advice regularly and learn about all those small steps that can make a big difference in terms of success of growing seedlings and ultimately the harvest of abundant fruits.